Hello! Oh, I just yelled that. hilary.Hraefn.Porter here, full spectrum healer, Tamiana starseed oracle, and frequency catalyst. And this is an impromptu video. And why is this an impromptu video? Because this being behind me, dun dun dun, who's that?
Hello, Cosmic Messenger here.
That's Derek Bennett, the Cosmic Messenger. And we thought we'd show you a little bit about the medicines that we use, because we use these medicines ourselves as well. Right? These are our go-tos, wisdoms and healing properties that we use from our toolkit. So why not share a little background here? I totally have permission from Derek, right, Derek?
Oh, you have 100%. I mean, I can make the announcement.
Yeah, see you there. So I was out today, and I came home, and, you know, my phone was off, and I come in the door, it's like, Hilary, I need you. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? So Derek recently decided to relive their childhood. Just kidding. We've been thinking about all these things that we really love to do for movement and stuff. And one of the things that Derek loves to do is rollerblading. So Derek decided to go out on his rollerblades today. I think this is the second time you've gone out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so second time they've gone out. And let's just say there wasn't all the protective gear in place, which, you know, choices. And Derek chose to go out and do this and biffed it. And so gashes, scrapes, nothing broken. And it was like, okay, well, let's go back to the Star Temple. Here we go. We've got tools there that we can use. So first and foremost, well, not foremost, but first, you know, so you can see Derek's laying down on the healing table there, on the treatment table. So underneath Derek is Wavey. So Wavey is a 5 therapy mat. So there's far infrared, there's pulse electromagnetic frequency, there's low light laser therapy, there's crystals, and
ionization.
Oh, the ionization,
it's
right?
Like through the roof.
That comes, so basically it's like 1,500 units per square inch or something like that, right? It's giving you the negative ions, which are actually beneficial for your body. And so putting it on there, and there's different frequencies, and different frequencies do different things. So came in, Derek got put onto the pain cycle. So I was going to say F6, which means nothing to you. Basically, there's a 20-minute cycle, and it cycles through every 5 minutes a different frequency that has been tuned into what studies have shown help with pain, right? And Wavey, regardless of what frequency you put it on, helps with cell regeneration, which is perfect because Derek went down on a couple of levels where the scrapes are, like on the calf, down through a couple layers down to blood, but then also patitotas, like plasma, right? Like the clear on a couple levels. And so we really want to regenerate and help the cells restructure. Yes, and then now they're on a regeneration cycle, which is, both of these are like two of my favorite cycles. I use these cycles pretty regularly. I think it's safe to say that whenever Derek or I are in the space between clients, before clients, after clients, we're using Wavey. Honestly, best thing ever. It's great to help with grounding, all these other things. So that's what we're doing today there. And then, so before we even got here, I missed out. Before we even got here, when we were at home, there was an herbal application that we used topically that had myrrh, tea tree, what else was in there? Golden seal, yes. I can't remember what else. Calendula, as it's called a lotion, but it's liquid, and it's applied topically to help with the antibacterial, everything to help clean out the wounds after Derek had already gone through and washed those with soap and water. So just to make sure. How did it feel, Derek?
Oh, it's intense, but like no more than anything else that people use topically for wound cleansing. But the thing is after, like, it's intense, but like right, it's always going to be, but right after it's done, it like soothes it in a whole nother way that allopathic medicine does not.
Yeah, so
it's incredible.
Yeah, it's one of, I mean, my kid knows when it's coming out. It's bright yellow because of the golden seal, and my kid's always like, that one's gonna sting, but I know it feels good. In like this weird way, right? So we did that, then came here on Wavey, and then now I'm going to show you. Derek's excited about this because it means they get a double dose because I've already done this, but I'm going to show you how I do some of the forks, and I'll talk a little bit about what the forks are doing. I'm going to put this is the accuvator, it goes around my thigh, and this is what I tap the tuning forks on. So first, we want to stop some of the bleeding. So I'm going to bring in, this is Om to balance out Saturn. Yeah. So Saturn is about boundaries, right? So it's going to help because we're going to be putting it towards, it's also about structure. So by putting it in the aura over where the wounds are, it's going to stop any bleeding that's happening. Now, the caveat, of course, if somebody's like excessively bleeding out, you're not going to be like, I'm just going to do this and we're not going to go seek treatment, right? No. These are superficial wounds. Like I said, nothing is broken. And so this is just to help with the healing in the now. But there's a time and place for everything, right? Okay, so let's start.
I'm glad I could be a catalyst for demonstration.
Catalyst for demonstration. So here, this is one of Derek's major, hopefully they can hear us, we gotta talk loud. So this is where one of the wounds is behind the calf here. This is one of the main bleeders. And that sounded bad. One of the main bleeders.
It was bleeding.
It was bleeding. And so this guy is on the other side, but I'm putting it in the auric field, right? To create the shift down and in, and sending the frequency, because your body still receives the frequency even if the fork is not directly on. Okay? We're also going to do the wrist. The wrist looks like bursa has had a little bit of damage, so it's a little swollen. So creating some of those boundaries again, right? Okay, and then where's the other? Oh, and then the elbow. We won't do all of them. Just do the main ones. So again, in the aura around the area, right? And this whole time, Wavey's going, so it's creating little pulses, little pulses within the cellular structure, which then sends frequencies through and messages into the cells to be like, hey, this is what we need right now. Can you hook us up for healing, regeneration, pain, whatever it is, right? Wake up cycle. Okay.
And I do want to add too, I'll be doing some multidimensional Reiki on my wrist as well too, and then sending it through the rest of my body, because Reiki's incredible for slowing down bleeding processes and reducing massive amounts of inflammation. I had somebody recently actually go get their vitals checked from getting some of the Reiki for inflammation, and all of their vitals came back completely gone.
Yeah, so, and I mean, Derek's done some amazing stuff for my everything that's happened, like moved my kidney stone and stuff like that through the Reiki that they do, because it's not just, I went and took Reiki. Reiki's powerful, but Derek takes this to a whole nother level because it's multidimensional, because they bring in other things. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is, oh, I forgot Chiron. Give me one sec. So I was actually giggling about this in my head. Oh, it's going to be one of those videos. Chiron, wounded healer. Well, we have a wounded healer on the table, literally. So these guys, so the last ones that you saw were mid-level, but this is, so I'll show you real quick. It's not a lesson on forks, but here we go. See, this is mid, this is low. So this is really, really getting into the physical structure. The reason I used mid last time is because I had a mid Saturn. I don't actually have a low Saturn in my kit. So we're doing 2 lows, so it's really gonna help with the wounds. Yeah? About the physical, right? The low versus the high. High is more of the spiritual. I kind of use them all over. So I'll even use the low to do with the spiritual, but I'll be directing it into a deeper space of the spiritual, and because part of it is intention, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this on either end of the wounds, right? Can you pop your knee up a little? Are you okay? So, yeah, that's enough. So I'm literally putting one on one end of the wound and one on the other end of the wound, distal and proximal. So it's going up and down the meridian line as well. So the flow of the energy. And I'm not being particular about the meridian in this case, just on the wound, but it's going to help with that flow with whatever meridians are running through there. So this is the wrist. We're doing the main key points. I've already done these once, so the second is bonus and for demonstration purposes. But yeah. Okay. And then the elbow. How does it feel?
Oh, it's incredible. Like
That's the descriptive version.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Well, it's incredible, but you can just feel it moving, like anything that's like really tight with the tension, it moves it and creates so that it doesn't get stagnant in one area. It moves it away while reducing the pain that you're feeling, but at the same time, it's allowing the body to still have its natural rhythm, knowing that, like, you know, when you bang something, you want to not move it too much, which is one of my main lessons.
So Aries here.
Aries.
I was like, you need
action.
to all about action and do it now. And so I was like, you need to put your Aries away for 24 hours because Aries, at least this Aries, likes to go, yeah, but look, I can do this now. Like looking for it as opposed to, okay, just let it rest for at least 24 hours. At least 24 hours. Right? Okay, so what are we doing next? Next, we've got Om, again, low Om, and we've got low Earth Day. So this is all regenerative, regenerative, nourishing, think chlorophyll, giving energy. So we're going to do this on spleen 6, San Yin Jiao. Yeah. San Yin Jiao. So it's going to correspondence of 3, meridians there, yin meridians there, right? Spleen, liver, and kidney. So it's going to nourish and benefit all of those points, as well as the spleen, GCM, Chinese medicine, is about blood. It helps with the blood and building the blood. And so this will help give that extra boost to Derek's body through the blood to help with the regeneration. Okay, so this guy's about this far of the patients this far. So Derek's hand's a little bit wider than mine on the inside above the ankle. So inner ankle bone, and you go up about that far. Yeah. But again, it's not a science. You go up until you feel that frequency. So it might be higher, lower, it might be in or out just a little bit. Yeah.
And to also add with the tuning forks.
You gotta speak up so they can hear you.
Yeah. So on the tuning forks as well, there's like you can feel it like resonating through your core right down to the bones and very much particulate on the cellular level. Like it's amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we're frequency, right? Our whole body is vibrating at different frequencies and ranges. I mean, they've done this tests, the scientific things to see how far the heart frequency goes outside of the body. Okay, so on spleen 6 here, doing some tune-up. And then there's going to be one more that we're going to do. So that's light language. If you've watched my videos before, you know that it comes out. So that's the healing frequencies, bypasses the brain, right? Bypasses the thinking mind and goes in and creates change and opens up portals for change and transformation as well. So yeah, that was that the intention of that one that was coming through was to send the medicine even deeper. Yeah, and to help it find exactly where it needs to go right now. We were joking. We were like, yeah, wake up tomorrow and everything will just be healed, right? No, but it'll be better. Okay, one more set of forks. So this is zodiac. So this is dispersive, but it helps move the energy as well. And this is low Om again. So we're pairing those together. And we're going to do them on liver 3. So liver 3, if you go between your big toe and your second toe, and you run up until you'll feel this lovely little hollow, but on your foot, not your hand, right? Big toe, second toe, running up. That helps with building liver blood. So again, another blood builder. The yin, liver yin, nourishing. It also helps move stagnation. So what can happen is when you have a trauma, the energy can stagnate, right? It can freeze up. I mean, after the adrenaline is done, you're just like, everything can just stagnate. So I'm going to gently do this, to allow everything to keep moving gently. Yeah? So I'm not going to do a full, usually I let the forks run down, but I'm not going to do it fully on one point. I'm going to do the one side about halfway. And then I'm going to do the other side You probably can't see me anymore, but that's okay. Okay, so there we go. We had some topical stuff to clear out the physical wound. It's all physical, but some of it we're using energetic to go into the physical, right? So we use the tuning forks both physically and within the field to go in and go from the auric field down into the physical level. That's where it starts anyways. In this, it was more the, pavement, meaning skin. And then we have pulse electromagnetic frequency with the far infrared. We have the light language encodings. Derek's got the multidimensional Reiki. And then one last thing, that the reason we actually came here, and I was like, why are we not using Wavey too? But the reason we came here was for these lovely things. So these are, I'm going to totally... Dieta Gentong Yao Gao medicated plasters. So smells super medicated. Like you open it and you're just like camphor and menthol and stuff like that. These are not for beings that have a salicylic acid allergy, because there is menthol and camphor in here. But what these are is these are strips. Let me see if I can show you. That have a second I open that.
No, I love that smell.
I came in the other day, actually. I had put these on a client and sent them home. They had some back stuff going on, some shoulder stuff. We did some work, and then I was like, okay, here, put these on, take them off in about an hour, 2 hours. I came in the next day and was like, why does it still smell like that? I'd left the lid off the tin. But see, so here we go, right? And so this just peels off and is sticky. And then you stick it to the spot. Obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but obviously we're not going to put it on the open wound. No. But like I said, Derek's wrist, a little, needs a little love. So we'll put it on, we'll put it there. Some of the things that are in here, there's some Chinese herbs. So for example, there's scoot bike or Scutellaria bicalensis by Cal. I love this one. I use this one internally a lot for like autoimmune and allergies and stuff like that. So it's anti-inflammatory as well. Xanthoxylum, which is prickly ash. So that's going to bring more blood flow to the area. Those are the two that I recognize. And then there's some other ones that are in... So I don't do Chinese medicine, but some of the Chinese herbs have made their way into Western medical herbalism. So some of them I do use within my practice. So there's a couple other ones, and there's like menthol. There is methyl salicylate in here. There's peppermint, camphor, and then a couple other things, right? So we're gonna also apply this to a couple areas where there's not open wounds, but there is some tension, tissue damage, needs some healing, those kinds of things, right? Derek had already applied, oh, that's loud, let's put that down. Derek had already applied something like this, their analgesic balm that they love, so they already did that at home as well. So is there anything else you want to add, Derek?
No, that's a lot of stuff for one injury.
Right?
That's amazing. I'm grateful for all the wonderful metaphysical tools that we have here for multidimensional healing.
Right? So working on stuff from the physical to the spiritual, and in this case it was like, hey, this is a super physical thing that just happened, but this can also happen as we're going through our spiritual journey. There could be an impact, but there can also be stuff that our body's sending us messages, and we want to bring some ease to that physical while we're still going through the journey, regardless if it's physical or spiritual, right? So yeah, there you go. It's a little bit of behind the scenes about what we do. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Dare for allowing this.
No, I'm an open vortex when it comes to this stuff.
It just makes sense. We want to share with you what's possible here in the Star Temple.
You don't have to live in pain.
You don't have to live in pain. And it's, the full spectrum healing that we offer here. And that we do what we practice as well. We use it on a regular basis.
Well, we say from the densest physical to like the finest particulate. And this is definitely dense physical.
This is dense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is dense physical. But there was a fine particulate to begin with because there was so much joy on those rollerblades.
No, it's so fun.
So thank you so much. If you have any questions or you're curious about some things or you want to reach out, all the links will be below. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.